Alright, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with some Ratchet and Clank going Commando. This is a few days later, well, for me. Let's see, just whacking all those, because, you know, why not? Just gonna get some bolts here. Wow, I have 100,000 things. Let's see here. You know, we probably could use some new armor. And if you're wondering what this is, it's for armor. There we go. Whoa, boy. There are piranha, or those darwin fish here, so... You know. Alright. Surprised I didn't get a trophy for that. Ah, whatever. I was being sure though that we were on the right account. I was thinking like, oh no, I didn't get a trophy. Why aren't you know? But you know, it's all good. Yeah, at some point I'll do some off-screen grinding and get some more bolts. I'm just gonna get a few items before I do so. So yeah. Well. Anyway. Just... Let's see, just gonna get all this. Sort of concentrated on it, sort of not. Like I'm, you know, like trying to say conversations. And let's use these. Let's see. And, let's see, what should I say? Well, in today's news, at this point in time, I decided to give, Sega Genesis Classics a try. Which is, if you don't know, or Sega, or if you live in Europe or somewhere like that, it's, wherever it's called Mega Drive. Well... Basically, Sega Genesis Classic. I'm calling it Genesis Classics because I live in America, so they call it the Genesis here. That's why I'm calling it that. Well, basically, Sega Genesis Classics has 50 games on it. Some of the past, the past couple of ones there have been let's see, Sega Genesis Collection, which is on PS2 and PSP. Wait. I was like, why isn't it? Do I not have ammo? I don't hear a clicking sound. And then I finally paid attention and actually realized it was my slingshot I had. Anyway, Sega Genesis Collection was on PS2, and it had a little over 28 games. Like it had 28 Genesis games. But there were some extras that weren't Genesis, so it had a little more games. That one I actually like a lot, partially because it's also on PSP, so you get to take it on the go. So for some reason here in America, they didn't put it on the PlayStation Network for the Vita, which is an idiotic move. Anyway, so yeah, there's that, and let's see. Yeah, the fact that it's on that's what I have it on PSP. I originally had it on PS2, then on PSP, then eventually got it on PS2 again, and once I got a working PSP, I got it on PSP. So, you know, it's kind of a back and forth thing. Anyway, so yeah, like, I decided to get it on, anyway. I already got past that. I have it on PSP at the moment. And, well, then you have Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, which was on PS3 and 360. It was essentially a semi-upgraded version of Sega Genesis Collection, with differences. Like, this time it had 40 games. rather than 28. It had little less than just almost double of what you had on the you know. I can't remember if it actually came with any extra games, like unlockable extras. It might have, but it basically came with 40 Genesis games, and you know, so, like I said, there was still extras. I just can't remember if there were like extra games you could unlock. And then I was like, oh cool, Sega Genesis Classics. That's gonna be awesome. What made it not awesome was the fact that they excluded Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And Sonic and Knuckles. Now, it was kind of stupid that that the PS3, the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, didn't have Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but it had Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. But that was still, at least they still thought about those games. But like, instead, rather than having Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you know, a very obvious choice, like Sega Genesis Classics, if I can get the words out right, has instead of having it to where you could have Sonic 3 and Knuckles, they decided, no, we'll just won't have that game. And rather than having and they also didn't have Echo the Dolphin, which I didn't really care that much about anyway, but that's still dumb that they didn't have Echo the Dolphin. Like, they have some Sonic games, like let's see, they had Sonic, let's see, I'm trying to think of the ones. They had Sonic, I need some other guns. Gosh darn it. Anyway, they had, I'm too distracted by this right now. Okay, okay, here's the words I'm trying to get out. They have Sonic 1 and 2, of course. So they had Sonic 1 and 2. They had Sonic 3D Blast, because everyone loves that one, apparently. Sonic Spinball, and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. I swear, it's like they listen too much to the fans that say, when it comes to the Sonic games, it's like they listen too much to the fans that say, well, Sonic 2's the best one, so it's just like they take it as, okay, we just won't have Sonic 3 and Knuckles. We don't have to put that much work. They have their favorite. But there were some people, at least there were even critics that said, this one was pretty good collection, although these missing games here that would seem logical to have are missing, or you know, these games are missing, so we're not going to give it the best rating. Which it's still got a, like on IGN, it's still got a 7.8. But still, you know. Oh, there we go. The Seeker gun is done. The Seeker gun is done. Okay, so this one shoots out 3 at a time. But luckily it only counts as 1. There will be something significant for that later on. For now, it's not very significant, and Ratchet apparently can't fit through there, so... but there is a certain weapon you can get where... Why am I getting that out? Later on, where you can, that has a, you know, you can use it on that, basically, that little vent. And I guess I should go ahead and say it will be a Platinum Bolt that you get. I think it's a Platinum Bolt you get. If it's not a Platinum Bolt, like I remember, it's, then it's probably like a nanotech thing. Sometimes these shifts can actually get in the way and kind of mess you up. And, hold on just a minute. If it's important enough, they'll leave a message. That's what I've learned. Let's see, I'm waiting for the phone to stop ringing to, move on. So, how's the weather today, guys? Where you're at? Comment below the weather that is currently happening, and I'll read it later on when it's probably not happening. I don't know. I'm just listening to the message, blah blah blah.
Nobody everybody gets by the mathematician.
Guess all the good names were taken.
Watch your mouth, Zero, before the mathematician subtracts your head from your shoulders.
Sir, as a fellow number cruncher, could I please ask what this is all about?
That moon's where we divide losers from winners before adding them to the Megacorp games. There's a challenger up there ready to reduce you to nothing.
This technology looks familiar. Perhaps I could.
Sweet. Think you can get us to that moon?
If you notice what I was laughing at, the way the way his legs were moving. It's because they were so lazy when it came to this HD collection. Now there's a skill point. Hold on.
Hey! Remember us?
This one's for Helen.
Now if you're wondering where the mild language comes into this game, there's a moment on here where he says, I'm gonna kick your ass. By the way, you get a trophy, or, well, maybe a trophy too, but a skill point for just killing him with, or just defeating him with your hands, or your, you know. You get a skill point for, yeah, defeating him with just Clank's hands, so. And there's plenty of health around. Once you know this boss, it's like, it's not that hard. It gets a little too long, but it's not too bad. Let's see. Oh, and I think there's also a skill point for destroying the city. That one I always forget about. If there's actually, and you can, and it does hurt him if you jump on him. If you can actually get at the right angle, you can hurt him by jumping on him. It still counts as just hitting him with fists and stuff. So so if you want that skill point, I would suggest you keep doing this. And try to keep some health handy, and obviously it's like with Ratchet. If you already have full health, it won't come to you. Now if you have a little bit of health going out, you know, you'll get it.
Is that all you can do?
Well, it's not all I can do. It's just I want to do this now. Oh, and if you're wondering about the map, there we go. Thought you could jump and also do that, but apparently, I don't know. Hi! I don't know. Oh, that sound's coming in. Yeah, for some reason this TV I'm using as a monitor, it decided that, hey, let's have it to where if something's on, but it's not making any noise, we'll just have zzz, you know, buzzing noise. Or something like that. I'm literally just hitting the square button and that's how I'm moving. Anyway, it did seem to cause a little bit of a difference. Let's see. So for some reason lately, I've been having this mood where I want to watch a bunch of videos on scary stories. And it's weird because, I mean, sometimes it happens in October. Gee, I wonder why. But also, it seems to happen later on, like in the summer too. Well, actually, it might just happen at random times, but it's not always October, basically, where I like to hear scary stories. I don't know what it is. I haven't always had an interest in it. Okay, so I think I destroyed all the buildings, unless it's just some buildings. Yeah, it looks like all of them. Looks like I destroyed every single building. So I guess this is basically Moon City. I did get rid of some health, but I think the helicopters also give you health. Oh boy. Yeah. Ow. Okay. Where'd he go? Do you helicopters know where he's at? I think those are the same type of helicopters that Ratchet faces sometimes. Or you can face with Ratchet, whatever words. Okay, the arrow's pointing where he's at, but gosh dang it. Okay, come here. like I said, it can get a little. This is part of why it takes a long time, is because he runs away like a coward. So it takes a little bit for him to actually get the courage to. Where'd he go? He's over this way. Why was the arrow pointing that way? But yeah, I do this the whole time so that I can, you know. I can't remember if he can get any health. I don't think he can get extra health like I can. Oh boy, oh boy. And there we go. But yeah, I have other moves like I have like what he has. I have bombs and missiles and stuff. Like, and obviously Clank is a lot, well, a bit faster in this one than in the first one. Each giant Clank section is different from the others. Like it's the first three has similar gameplay, like movements and stuff, but he moves at different speeds. He moves at like he jumps higher, and so, like in this one he jumps higher, and the first I think he's at his slowest and can't jump as high in the first one. This one he's a lot faster, and he has he can jump a lot higher. In the part of that could be because he's on the moon, but you know, in the third one, no, yeah, in the third game, he doesn't jump as high, but he still kind of moves fast like this. And there is only one giant Clank section like in the first one. Oh boy. There we go. Anyway, we're almost done here, but yeah. And he isn't in the fourth one, and Ratchet Deadlocked.
My ex-wife always told me I had a short temper. Now I'm really mad.
Anyway, he talks about his ex-wife sometimes during gameplay, not really in any cutscenes, as far as I can remember. But yeah, he's there are two giant Clank sections. One is completely optional. This one is, you know, you have to do it to get through the story. This one's required. The next one is not required, unless you want to be a completionist, basically. Like, it's not important to the story, basically. There is a cutscene, but it's no one talks, and you'll see later on. So yeah. And let me put it this way, sort of spoiler. There is a point where you think that he died. There's a couple points where you think that this guy dies. But let me just say, he does not die. As far now, if you want to just go by the lore of the, unless the spin-off Secret Agent Clank, he appears in Secret Agent Clank, which obviously, even though it's a spin-off, it does take place after this. So if you played it before, you know he's still alive. But if that's not canon, then he probably is. He might be dead. At one point in this game. But possibly. You'll see. It never actually says whether he dies or not. It's just implied that maybe he is, because he doesn't. After there is one more time where you face him, and you know. But he's not the last boss. That's why I'm not saying. I'm not gonna say what the last boss is. But he's not the last. He's close, but he's not the last boss. Like you face him again near the end of the game. Well, you know. There we go.
I'll get you, Ratchet. If it's the last thing I do.
See, like right there, looks like he exploded. But, you know. planet Dobo or Dabo, whatever.
Divide and conquer, huh? Hey, guess you guys were prime after all. You're going to the Megacorp Games!
Welcome to Megacorp Games, sponsored by Megacorp.
Okay.
Okay, Megacorp contestants, get ready to grapple with our Megacorp Gladiator team. And if you survive that, enter the Megacorp Battle Arena with our Mega Spider Body, our Mega Death-defying Mega Cage match. Then open the throttle for the all Megacorp Hoverback Race, brought to you by Team Megacorp Racing. Hostile indigenous population not owned, endorsed, sponsored, supplied, advocated, or even liked by Megacorp. Approach at your own risk. The Megacorp Games. Keep it mega.
Yeah. Congratulations. What did I unlock now? Oh yeah. Ratchet has a big head and a tux. Yeah, boy. I'm a big Hollywood producer, you know, I make all the good stuff. My head's not big. Oh, it's chibi. No. Whatever you call the big-headed stuff. I'm just gonna leave the cheats off for now. But yeah, there's some cool stuff like that you get to unlock. Like, it seems like the unlockables in this game are like some of the best in the series. I think this one, let's see, this one and the first one, I think I have fully completed before. But but I have not completed, what am I trying to think of? I've completed this, and, what am I trying to think of? I don't remember if the third one, if I've fully completed that or not. Let's see. This section, you know, I should probably buy a new weapon first, just so I can do some upgrading. Let me be sure I don't have any other weapon. Okay, and buy some ammo for this thing. I think I want to buy the bouncer. I mean, well, actually, better hold off on that, because there are some charges in the required story. Let's buy these. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to buy. How about this one? That way I can still have enough for some other things. Okay, let's switch. Let's get rid of this one, and let's do this. Yeah, see, he gets these little guys, and well, they have limited ammo, and I think it counts as like 4 guys. But you know, they have enough ammo to get by for now.